If you are considering making a move in 2024, whether you're buying or selling a home, you're going to want to stay tuned to our housing market update.
Okay, you guys, we are here for the March 2024 housing market update for the city of Stockton. Let's jump right into the numbers and see what's happening. As you can see here on the chart that we have in front of us, this is what has transpired recently in the city of Stockton. The biggest change was in the number of pending homes that went from 164 last month to 199. So there's quite a bit more homes that went pending. David, why don't you tell us about the other two graphs here?
Yeah, here in February, you can see there were 262 new homes that hit the market. Not a big change from the previous month of January of 263. Another big change was the amount of homes that actually sold and closed dropped to 119 homes that were sold. That's a big difference from 153 the previous month. But if you look at this chart, I always like to reference, last year and what happened 12 months ago at the same time frame. And you can kind of see a similar trajectory with the pending sales, buyer demand starting to pick up. But the major difference between this year, 2024, and last year, 2023, is a lot less homes are on the market for sale for buyers to choose from. Last year, inventory was much higher, like I just said. So this year, we're seeing a lot less homes that actually are selling for that reason. And we'll get into some more data next.
All right, next we're going to take a look at the median sales price in Stockton, which last month was $445,000. And as you can see here, it's remained relatively flat since about May of last year, 2023. A possible reason for that is with the uptick of mortgage interest rates. It may have impacted the acceleration of home price appreciation, which again is why we're seeing things stay relatively the same since May of last year.
Yeah, Julie, I think that's the main reason. Obviously, we all know rates have climbed. The Federal Reserve has raised rates to slow down inflation, particularly slow down inflation in the housing division, housing market. And it looks like they've been successful here in the last 8 or 9 months or so. We haven't seen much increase in home prices here in Stockton. And that's a good sign for buyers. If buyers are looking to get in this market, while it may be more difficult, affordability is a little tighter, but the good news is we haven't seen home prices jumping off the chart like we had in previous years. With that sense, let's look at how fast homes are selling in today's market next. All right, here we're looking at the days on market chart, which tells us how fast homes are selling on average. And it's the blue chart down at the bottom of the screen here. And in February last month, homes on average, Julie, sold in 44 days. A little bit slower than the prior month of 37 days. However, if you look back 1 year ago, like we always like to do, last February was 58 days. So 44 may seem like an increase versus the previous month, but homes are selling a lot quicker than it was last year. So this kind of gauges, like I always say, the heat of the market. And I know I'm seeing multiple offers out there on certain homes and certain properties in this market even. So I don't know, do you want to talk about the red line across the top?
Yeah, so the other piece of this chart here is the red line you'll see across the top. And what that information is the sales price compared to the original list price. So most recently in February 2024, homes were selling about 98% of what they were listed for. That was a little bit higher than the previous month, which was at 96. But again, looking back a year, like we often do, it was a little bit of an uptick as well. And really, if you look at the entire red line all the way across, everything was in the 90s or 100. And then in October of 2023, it actually went up above 100% at 101.
All right, we are often asked whether the market is good for buyers or is it good for sellers. Well, let's take a look at our last chart we have for you guys. All right, last chart for you, and this is the months of inventory chart. And this is a great one to reference to really determine whether we're in a seller-favored market or one that favors the buyers. And it's one that we look at every single month, really, to kind of get a gauge on that spectrum on where things are going. So last month, because of the spike of pending sales, this fell to 1.3 months. So the lower the number here, the more favored the market is for sellers. And the higher the number, it's going to be more favored toward the buyers. So sorry buyers, we're still in a seller-favored market. It's still benefiting those who want to sell their homes just because of the lack of inventory on the market.
All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. We do hope to see an increase in inventory as we head into the spring selling market. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about real estate, buying or selling, we'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to reach out, send us a message, send us a text. And if you are on YouTube, we would be very appreciative if you liked and subscribed.